We
Oh
need a
my
good
God, look at
ripping.
us. We're just a ripping and a tearing, a ripping and a
We
tearing.
brought him up recently
I know.
in the past podcast.
I'll stop talking about him.
No, I'm just saying, I think Hito Rick would be really happy to know that he has lived so vibrantly within our souls and minds.
I wonder if he's walking around with any STDs.
You know, it's a good thought. I wonder. I don't know.
All that ripping into that tearing.
So that video, that was one of the hottest YouTube videos. That was like one of the first viral videos.
So he's known for ripping and tearing.
Yes.
What do you think he meant by that?
I think he meant exactly what we
you
think
he meant. Okay.
Good old Hito Rick.
Good old Hito Rick.
Okay, let's go from Hito Rick
Yep.
to some more makeup finds. You actually inspired me because you said that after an event you went to recently, you stopped at Jones Road.
But Stephanie Posey inspired me. She said, we're going.
Okay, so she was kind of the impetus behind this. I want to make sure I don't have cuckoo taka.
Poo-poo caca, cracky poo lips.
Yeah, it gets a little, because sometimes, it's all the talking.
No, you look good.
Thank you. But when I went there recently, I went there a couple years ago to get their Miracle Balm.
Okay.
And did you get one?
I did not get the Miracle Balm because I was like, I bought several things that I needed. And
everyone needs a Miracle Balm.
But I'm going to get the Miracle Balm. And there are 2 other products that escape me at the moment that I am going to be adding to my makeup bag.
Yeah. And I got it in Magic Hour, which is it's kind of like a bronzy, goldy tint to it, but there's pinks and there's clears.
Is Miracle Balm just to be applied to your cheekbone?
I put them underneath my eyebrow bone. I put it underneath on my cheekbone, my nose. I put it honestly anywhere and everywhere.
Love that.
Except for anywhere that's ripping in its hair. Just don't.
Exactly.
However, I was with a girlfriend of mine not long ago, and she was talking about cream bronzer. And I am a ride or die girl when it comes to bronzer. I use Laguna by NARS.
Okay.
But it's a powder, and sometimes powder, and I use oil on my face. I don't use moisturizer. So I've been kind of curious what else is out there. Jones Road, and this is not a sponsored post, just so we all know. This is their new, this is not new, but it's new to me. Their gel bronzer. So it comes out in a gel and you can like tap it. You can apply it with a brush or like a sponge.
And I will tell you what the esthetician / Jones Road makeup artist told me. He does not recommend applying that product or a product like that with a sponge ever.
Oh, why? Because it goes into the sponge?
So much product. He's like, you can use a brush. You can also just use your hand.
The makeup artist there was like, you will do wonders with your fingers. And I love that they're not trying to sell you on like a $500 brushes.
He was so helpful in that department.
So great.
In fact, what I loved about my shopping experience there was that they kind of like, they kept track of everything that I had pulled together.
Okay.
And then we decided like, these are the 3 things I need. And here's a list of things that you loved and look great on you that you can get next time.
Yeah, I love that experience too. We tried on a bunch of things and it wasn't like heavy pressure applied. It was like, take what you need and this is always here for you. And then I got this lip. I'm kind of leaning into a little bit more of a color lip. And this is like a perfect pop. It is called Nude Beige and it's just their cool gloss. It's called cool because it has like a little bit of a mint effervescence to it. And it just lays nicely. It's a good pop.
And because you also, before we recorded, you offered me 2 options because I had forgotten mine. And remind me, I'm going to share you a lip color that I have been using.
From here?
Nope.
Okay.
But you said sticky or
gloss.
Gloss. I'm a gloss girl and I love the way that felt on the lip.
Yeah, MAC lip glass is sticky.
Don't like the stickiness. And I don't mind sticky anywhere else on my face.
But not the lip.
I don't like my lip sticky.
Yeah, it's something.
Sticky lip.
But this is great. So this is Bobbi Brown. This is like her, I guess, newer line of makeup. And I'm a huge fan. I like the aesthetic of their marketing, like their branding. And the store is cool too. It's got all the setups of all the makeup. I'm
actually a new fan. I'd not really had any of their products, but
you got to get a Miracle Balm.
I'm going to get a Miracle Balm for sure. Now, I have to tell you, I have been on the hunt for years, basically, since your bestie, Deanna, introduced to me the nude Max nude lip color that was Japanese maple.
You have been hanging your hat on that one for many years.
It's gone. You can't get it. And also I think that I have decided that there's a better nude out there for me now. So I stopped hunting for it. I bought a couple sticks on eBay. Just somebody
someone was like, hey, I've got an old Japanese garden or whatever.
I was like, you used it how many times? Sweet, I'll buy it. And I haven't been able to get rid of this since. Just kidding.
That might be what that is. That old pepperoni.
So TikTok got me and the flesh pot
I'm
nude.
seeing all the that's why. I was wondering why I was seeing so much of that.
Let me tell you something right now. Run, don't walk.
Flesh pot?
Flesh pot. Now,
Flesh pod?
flesh pot.
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 Sounds like something Eddie Gein would like.
Yes. Different skin,
Yeah.
not so much, more of just natural smooth lip color. With a liner that I bought both. Forget the color. We'll share later. Guy, I'm it's
Okay,
the best
come
thing
back and bring it
it's the
next
best thing I've
episode
ever had.
and bring it.
I will.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Now, speaking of that not being a sponsored segment, we are moving right into our sponsored segment. And now I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Helping Hand. Helping Hand is a nonprofit organization empowering both children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities across Chicagoland. They help them through person-centered education, therapy, residential, and employment programs, and they are doing amazing things. And here's where the fun part comes in.
So fun.
Our walk and whiffs, our whiffs that
Calling all walk and whiffs.
our whiffs that like to go on a walk. You get to get in on the help with Helping Hand. So on October 19th, this October 19th, on a Sunday at 10 a.m., they are doing a Move with Helping Hand 5K at Western Springs' very own Spring Rock Park.
Couldn't think of a better place to go lend a hand and take a walk and dress up and have some fun while you do it.
I think it's kind of the most fun. Like when I watch the marathon, which is this month as well, I love seeing people get thematic with it.
Totally.
And we're really encouraging, and Helping Hand is really encouraging the walkers who are participating to get creative, come up with like a team theme. And they've given us a couple different ideas, which we should share. First one, transforming Titans, dress like Spartans.
Oh, but you know what?
I
want to dress like a Viking. I would dress like a Viking.
You know what? Maybe I'll forget my witch wear and I'll Vike it out with you. I'm going to Vike it out. I'm going to Vike it out.
Let's Viking it out, not Vike it in
I
out.
kind of like just Vike it out. I feel like that's a little play on words. Okay, also connectors, dress as Legos, which is kind of cute.
I would love to see what people come up with.
And then if you can like connect yourself, like I think there's paper mache involved in this idea. Then
I like where you're going with this.
Or at the store at Target, you'll find like an outlet, and it's like the prongs, and then like the outlet. That's another connector idea. Also, genuine care crew dress as superheroes.
And remember that not all superheroes wear capes.
I love that. And then the last one is valued and vibrant walkers dress and come in neon colored outfits.
Let's bring the 80s back. And here's one more I have to say. Because, I know that
tell me your idea.
have those blow up costumes in the basement that Jimmy and Susie wore to like the last 4 Halloweens. I've got several. There's nothing I love more than seeing people out there doing good dressed as a T-Rex,
That's like
or maybe like a cowgirl riding like a cow.
We have a blow up pumpkin. Our nanny has a blow up Snoopy. I feel like we could do like an inflated group of heroes.
So here's the deal with you don't even need to look for a costume because we have the costume
or go in your house box.
Yeah.
We've got everyone's got costumes. And have fun with it.
And what about wigs? I mean, I know that we're really
taking wig it out.
I love a good wig.
It's actually fun because you can keep it simple.
Yeah,
like wear your outfit and then wear your
alter
wig.
ego. You want to Blinda it up? You want a little Blinda it up? Pop on your wig. Go sign up for this walk and do it up.
And how fun is this? The Helping Hand clients will be voting for their favorite themed team. So not only are you doing good, you're going to make someone's day. You're going to like add in on the enjoyment factor of it. So the goal here is to make it fun, creative, and community focused, you guys. We are going to drop the link in our show notes. So if you want to get in on a beautiful fall walk where you're actually doing good for others as well as for yourself, then get involved with the Move with Helping Hand 5K, October 19th at 10 a.m. How fun. Fun. Moving right along, Michelle.
Fun's still going.
Because
keep it going.
Yeah, one of our hardcore whiffs, Laura, wrote in, and she's kind of like our ride or die.
Laura's like basically family.
She's Auntie Laura.
She's Auntie Laura.
It's Auntie Laura.
Basically family.
She actually told Anthony she met him at the last Zanies, and I think she said something like, "What? What'd she say? You're handsome." How'd you say it? She's yeah.
Aww. She don't lie.
She touched his face. Auntie Laura, we love you. Are you? Okay, good. She's good people to be Instagram friends with. So much so that she also comments, good whiff alert. She knows what to do. Michelle, read her last comment she left
So,
us.
and this is the deal, guys. This comment came from our Spotify.
I mean, you guys, we cannot talk
Having a rough
today.
go here, and I only had one shot of espresso.
I have 4.
Laura dropped a comment for us over on Spotify, which I have to say has been a real fun place to interact with our listeners. People are
Like
starting to
literally
join
commenting.
on. It's like a good times for everybody place to share about what you're listening to, which in this case is us and how we inspired Laura to read.
To read
She
books.
said, well, you got me. I told my wife that we need to take an hour a day at least to read. You guys have inspired me in so many ways that you have no idea. Thank you.
Oh my God, I
Seriously.
fucking love her.
Thank you. And I just want to say, love this. Okay. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, if we have a listener coming in and saying that we've just inspired them to read, like, I'm here saying my job's done. I can go home
Can you
tonight
quit now?
and I
Are you
can
going to quit
sleep.
your job
I'm
and just
now
be
coming
like, you
back
know
tomorrow,
what?
but I'm done for today. But I also have to say, like, I love the hour a day. That is an amazing
That's a big goal
commitment.
too, because sometimes I only get like 5, 10
And
minutes.
I think also slow and steady wins the race. And if you're not a big reader and this is a new pastime that you want to tackle, you don't need to go all in right out of the gate,
Mhm.
because sometimes it takes a minute to figure out what you like. And if it's really scratching the itch, are you really feeling it? An hour with a book that you don't love might not feel as
And quit
relaxing.
it if you don't like
Yeah.
it.
So just don't, but honestly though, do it. Whatever you do, pick it up. And I can't wait to hear what Laura
I cannot.
decides
I
to
wonder
read
like what
first out of.
genre she's
I
into.
know. I know. I don't
I
know.
can't even think about what kind of book she's going to be getting into, but we'll find out. You know, our fingers on the pulse. This past New York Times, there was a whole section about what we were talking about, how the decline in readership for Joy has taken a 40% dip
Mm.
in decline. And they gave a few tips on how people, and I find that if you're reading the New York Times, you probably kind of like
You're
to
a
read
reader.
anyways.
Mhm.
But different ways to kick up that reading habit. And it really was like setting time aside to read. Like find out when that good time is for you. Quit the book that's not working for
Yep.
you. Why struggle through something? Like we're not into that.
Yep.
So Laura, Auntie Laura, write us in and let us know what you and your wife are picking up. I wonder if they're going to read like the same book and then have a little book
How fun would
club.
that be
It'd
too?
be so cool. Now, speaking of reading, I've been really interested in learning more about a certain culture, if you will. When I was in Brooklyn a couple months ago, we were in near Williamsburg, and there's a very large a percentage of people who are, I think, Orthodox Jew or
Okay.
Hasidic Jew. Again, this is where I don't know the difference yet.
Okay.
I'm super curious
Because
because
all I want to know is do they both have the curly cues?
that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know which lineage of culture or Judaism does and doesn't. But
Mhm.
what I find so fascinating, I think on Saturdays, like the beginning of the Sabbath, I'm basically making up all facts right
Yep.
now. So just
Fact
yep.
check.
But the gentlemen wear these gigantic
Yes.
hats, not like a top hat. This big round, it almost looks like it has a textile of fur on it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called, but I'm blown away by this headpiece and I need more information.
Okay. Thank you
The
for that tidbit.
You're welcome. Here's the good news is that there's a rabbi in my local park, and I think I have
Oh,
just the person to ask.
I have
Okay.
a priest and you have a
Yep.
rabbi.
So here's what's going on. So Anthony's been taking Luna to our local park, and I think the first time he met this local rabbi, Anthony, they somehow started to get into conversation. Did it say rabbi on a shirt? Oh, that's right. Anthony had a shirt that had Brooklyn on his shirt. And then the gentleman came up to Anthony and was like, are you from Brooklyn? Are you Jewish? Or we started just engaging in conversation. Anthony says, no, we were just in Brooklyn where I mentioned there's a large population. And he asked Anthony, are you Jewish? And Anthony said, no, but my wife is. I know,
I know.
we
You've
have
heard it
this
here first.
random lineage of Jewish descent in our family. As we shared in our previous podcast, we don't really know our mom's full background.
Mm.
She was an only child, very small family. And with her death came kind of like
The
the
end of any
knowledge.
information.
So we definitely need to touch base with a genealogist, but we are pretty sure the fact that we have Jewish descent, whether it is Russian, Ukrainian, or Polish, we don't know.
Mm.
But all I'm going to say is that my grandma served pierogies like it was nobody's business. So I'm leaning into maybe the Polish.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, Lauren, I think you're right about that because there was the pierogies, it was the stuffed
A lot of sauerkraut,
cabbage.
but still, again, it kind of blurred lines between just Eastern European countries. So anyways, Anthony meets the lovely rabbi at the local park. He sees him one day. They talk, and then the rabbi wants my email. I think he wants to connect.
I love
It's amazing.
this.
Then Anthony goes back to the park again, and what do you know? There's a party. It's Rosh Hashanah. Luna makes her way over, beelines it to the party because they're having their celebration
And
in the
she's
park.
Jewish.
And basically, and they give her cookies, this cool horn that they blow. There's, again, a lot more to this conversation that I don't know about, but it's like a prayer or a blessing. And the real horn is like an animal horn, like as you can
Okay.
imagine. Yep, that's what it
Got
sounds
it.
like.
Got it.
They gave her a cute little plastic New Year's Eve, like a New Year's horn. It looks just like it, but it's
Could you blow in it and make a sound?
blowing in
Okay.
it
Blowing that
all.
thing.
Yeah, all Rosh
Wait till
Hashanah.
she brings home a recorder.
So then Anthony tells me that he's been at the park. He meets the rabbi. Yesterday, I'm at the park with Luna, and what do you know? The rabbi's back with his family and his
God, I love
wife.
this.
And the wife is cracking me up because she's just going around to people going, "You Jewish? Are you Jewish?" And she's, again, I think Orthodox. And she came up to me and I'm like, well, funny you ask. I think I am, but I can't tell you much more than that. But she has since invited me to temple and to go get a prayer and a blessing and all this fun stuff. And I'm pretty sure that they're trying to like maybe recruit
Well,
people and share their culture with
I wonder if
people.
there is a way that they might be able to unlock some of
Maybe,
the information
maybe
that
they
we're
know people.
seeking. Like, we have last names.
We
We have
do.
like,
Grandma's maiden last name is very Jewish and it's
yes,
very Eastern
yes.
European.
Like, I'm maybe you need to dive into this a little bit.
I might go to temple.
And
This is it, you guys. Shalom. Mazel. This is great. I'm so excited. We literally might go learn more
well,
things.
because I also think that like things don't happen on accident. And the fact that you keep having these run-ins with these
Well, they're
folks.
spending time there. They're trying to also, I think they really are
Oh,
trying to
got it.
meet people and they're super welcoming. They want to bring people in. And it's kind of like at my other park, I've got another guy. We're going to call him Pastor Randy. That's not what
Okay.
he goes by. He goes by another name in case he's listening to someone that knows him that is. And he's always walking around doing kind of the same thing, different religion.
Got it.
Hey, can I pray with you? And I'm always like, hey, Pastor, I'm Pastor. I'm
Mhm.
cool. I'm good, but thank you. Like these people don't realize that I've already been taken by paganism.
Yeah.
I'm a
You
witch.
are a witch.
Mother Nature
They
has
didn't see you
already.
land on your broomstick?
Nope, they didn't see me
Okay.
swoop in.
Turbo boosters down.
Yep,
Park
no.
that shit.
They don't realize that I've already been taken into an organized religion called Mother Nature. But I'm super curious about this. So I will report back if I end up they're like, bring your daughter and she can come and
You
listen
know
to the
what?
horn play and all this stuff.
I love this. I'm so here for
Right?
it.
It's
I
fun.
think that there is so much to learn
Mhm.
from people and their cultures and religions. And I'm
Super
totally,
curious.
totally open to that. And that sort of reminds me of the conversation you sort of got to see on the back end when we were at the farmer's market. And my friend,
Yes.
who is a minister of a local church in LaGrange, is also a part of the LaGrange Business Association. So he and I have made friends and chat. And at one of our meetings not too long ago, I asked him if he had ever read the book Mary
Oh, Mary
Magdalene
Magdalene.
Revealed by Megan Watterson, because I had read it and it kind of blew my head clear off my neck and really just opened my eyes to the possibility of like understanding what bias and also information and narrative we get based on one person or
Sure.
a collective's version of a story. So anyway, he came up to us that day and was like, "Hey, I'm almost done with."
And I love that he was open-minded with that.
I loved
That was
it.
very cool.
And we exchanged numbers. So when he's done, he's going to call me and we are going to have coffee, which is another interest and simple joy we love.
Okay, this is giving Fleabag.
Fleabag.
This is also giving
He's my priest.
this is your priest. And it's also giving Carmela, was that her name on The Sopranos?
Yep.
I think she found a priest
Yep.
friend.
And you
And
know
I
what?
think that there was a Samantha Sex in the City. She found a hot priest friend.
Yeah. So I'm going to lean
So
into
this
this.
is a
And you know
very
what?
storied
Why?
life.
You know what? You've got your rabbi. I've got my priest. We're going to go and learn and
It's
talk
beautiful.
and have cozy
I'm
conversation.
obsessed with
Yeah.
this. Okay,
Same.
great. So
So,
keep me posted on his thoughts too about the Mary
and let
Magdalene.
me know what you learn about our family.
About our mom, I will. I will find out. Now, Michelle, as we know, it's a hot season for homecoming, and the
Oh,
kids went to homecoming.
sort of.
Yeah, I am baffled. Well, first of all, I want to say that they didn't have dates, but they still, quote, went to homecoming, which I
So,
love that.
well, my friend Jackie coined it a new term. She's calling it FOCO, fake homecoming.
Oh, She should maybe trademark
I
that.
know.
Let's just call
I
our
gotta
lawyers
give
now.
credit where credit is due
FOCO.
because the kids are doing all of the things, as if they are going to the dance. But what I am so they're doing the pictures, they're getting dressed, they're getting the nails,
They're
the
spending the
hair,
money.
they're going to dinner, they're having that experience, but they're not they're putting in all of this effort for a picture is my observation. This is more of like a
Social media.
social media thing instead of having this first-hand experience that I think is like a rite of passage as a teen. I don't know about you, but we lived for homecoming.
We didn't
We
live for it, but I enjoyed it.
I
I
mean,
enjoyed going to all of the things. I don't know if I went to all of them, but I definitely had fun.
no, I just think that there's something to be said for being put not put going to an event, okay? And I get it.
Like a high
Big
school event. It's
yeah,
kind of later they'll look back at it. It might be one of their nostalgic buckets
and
that they
it's
look
just not
into.
anymore. It's they're not going to the dance. They're going to the events after the dance.
So
And
is
I'm not
anyone going to the
yes,
dance?
the freshmen are going to the dance, but I'm saying like this is a call to the planners of the dances in the high schools around town or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
state or the world. Like let's make a homecoming I wanna almost bring back, like, an analog version of the high school dance. It's turned into at least at our high school, it is very loud, it's very ravey with lights and
No,
all,
like what
and,
happened to like Boys to
like,
Men?
I think that we need to bring back, like, the old music and, like, maybe dial it back a
Dial
little
it
bit
back a little
so you
bit.
can, like, the connection, like, the ability to, like, see and talk and share and
Like
take
also, is there
pictures.
like a homecoming committee? Like
There
that was a thing.
there is a homecoming committee, and I believe it's planned by the student council, and I'm sure listen, I haven't stepped inside the school gym. I only know what it's like based on what my kids have told me with their previous experience and kids around town. It's not the sought after version of what we used to go for, and I wish that it was
Mm.
because I think that in a way they're kind of, missing out a little
It
bit.
sounds a little bit like it. I'm curious what prom will bring
I will let you know, I think at least last year, our high school went to the Field Museum, which looks
for prom.
incredible.
Beautiful. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, you guys, I went to the Field Museum recently as a 40, almost 3-year-old woman, and I was blown
yeah,
away.
yeah,
Very, 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 very cool. All right. So we're going to bring homecoming back again.
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Bring what back again?
These are my Dracula earrings, and they're dripping with blood. They're made with acrylic, and I got them at one of my favorite at Renegade Fair. Just a local maker
God, I
made them, and
gotta say,
these are one of my favorite earrings that I own. These will go down. These will be like heirloomed to
I was
Luna.
just going to say when you peg her, Luna's gonna have some cool shit.
She's the but I peg her. Yep, I will be. I will. Yep, I'll be out and down, and she's got a whole.
Have you
When I am laying in my casket like this, although I do have a plan I have
are you
my
going into the
funeral is
fire?
kind of like mapped out. I've got songs that I want played.
Cool.
I've got a photo montage. I might even, if I have the bandwidth and I don't know, the mind and the heart and the ability to do it, might leave some letters for people. Just like,
Um,
hey, this is the impact you made on my life.
I just recently heard of somebody whose mom has passed, but they found a letter that she wrote
It's
to
cool.
them before she
Hmm.
died, and I think it's pretty
It's
awesome.
kind of where my brain is at. So yeah, I definitely will not be buried with these. These will
No,
be
no, those
going to
are going to
Luna.
Luna.
Ha ha ha
Get
ha.
on with the
Do you
show.
like
No,
vampires?
not as much as
Anything?
you.
But any
No,
movies or anything?
no. Yes, I take that back.
What,
I could watch
Twilight?
Twilight on repeat if I, like, were watching TV, like,
Yeah,
old version of TV and it popped up on
you
the
would
old
sit and
channel,
watch
I
it.
would watch it 100%.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Have you ever seen, like, Bram Stoker's
No,
Dracula?
no, never will.
Okay,
Have a good one.
okay, the end. Moving on to our hot topic. So, here's the deal. This is where our head is at with weeks ago,
Mm.
as we know, things got really batshit crazy. We had school shootings. We had the shooting of Charlie Kirk. We had a lot of division and divisiveness and heavy, 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 heavy shit going on in our world. And I, for one, we had a farmer's market after that. And that was a really farmer's market, thank God, helped keep us busy. So we weren't sitting on our phones, or that day would have been a waste for us the day after. But was really affected by it because I saw the video up close, didn't mean to do that. And since then, I just have been working on how am I going to try to keep my peace when it feels like society is on the brink of collapse, when it feels like what we have known our whole lives has changed or is changing. Also, I feel like the sociological aspect of it, dealing with other people, it just seems
Low vibes.
heavy,
Low
low
vibes.
vibes. I had a friend ask me recently, do you like working on Instagram? Do you sometimes feel the pressure to post? Do you like, creating content? And typically I really do like creating our cozy content and reposting things and, things like that. But social media has turned into a fucking news program.
Mhm.
And it went from like vacation photos and family photos, and getting a little jealous because your friend is in like fucking, Timbuktu.
To like what feels like cyber war.
Oh, it's so intense. Like a
Yeah.
civil war, like a digital
Cyber
civil
civil
war. I
war,
know that sounds heavy,
but that's
and I
what it
don't mean to
feels like.
sound like an alarmist, but like social media is no longer for pleasure as much.
No.
You have to weed through it. Um,
Mhm.
I think I'm annoyed by the fact that our government is part of like our everyday discussion.
Oh.
I love when the government's just running well and healthy and it's doing its thing. Sometimes you hear from them, sometimes you don't.
Mhm.
And the fact that we hear from them every fucking day is mind blowing.
I have to even just add to that, as a kid, I don't remember we weren't inundated with politics and the conversation of the whose side and all of this. And
No, it's gone bad.
now there's social media and I have kids and so they're inundated with it. So it's a topic of conversation in my home every single
I've been
day.
part of
And
conversations with them.
I actually a few days ago it was brought up and like you am just I have fatigue from it all. And I said, can we talk about something else?
Something else.
I am sick of this
I know.
conversation.
And sometimes it's hard not to talk about it. And when you're in a mood to talk about it, someone else might not be. And it like you and I have gone through it before. It's really a hard balance.
Well, because it's like there's so many there. I'm not saying that it's not
No, I
important,
know you're
but there
not.
are so many other things that we can talk about and focus on. And I'm not talking about conversations with you and I'm just saying like it has literally it's an onslaught and a barrage and an attack on our like individual moments of pleasure.
I know. It really has. But that's the good news, actually, that now that you bring that up, these moments of pleasure with us, this conversation being had, I was thinking, I'm like, what can we do and use our platform to help people find and still absorb some cozy and joy
Yes.
in their lives?
Yes.
Because especially
And we can do a lot.
and we could do a lot. We all can do a lot. And sometimes, like I used to love scrolling on Instagram and seeing, especially this time of year, all of like the nostalgic, like cozy fall stuff.
You'd have to
And now you
it
got to
doesn't exist. You
weed
have to look
through.
for
You
it.
got to like, you can see a soup recipe. You're like, oh my God. And I almost think you need to like go in your discovery search bar, search Halloween,
Yes, you
search
have
soup
to.
recipes and start filling it up so that you weed out all the other stuff. So what I did personally was right after all that shit went down, I realized myself I was spending too much time. Admittedly, though, I do love to get in on the conversation. That is something that I've always done, but it started to be over consuming.
Mm,
So I did delete Facebook. TikTok's gone from my phone. I'm not
mm,
even sure when I'll ever get it back. Facebook, I flirt with having it on because I need it for work.
mm.
But immediately I deleted it, and that helped a ton.
Facebook, I'm just gonna say it, fucking sucks.
It's not, again, not what it used to
I'm
be.
like, I didn't subscribe to this.
I know,
I don't
it's
give a
so
fuck what
weird.
you're saying. Where did this come from? There is
Mhm.
all of my Facebook friends. I don't have any. I haven't seen any of
I
them.
know,
They're
because I don't know if
gone.
they're there anymore. They're gone. And, there's a lot of like AI.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of AI generated content, which I think the older generation
Is
may not
sick.
understand.
Mm,
And also the younger generation. At this point, anything looks real. And
mhm.
it is so important to double check facts and whatnot. I also did a lot of unfollowing and muting, and that has been a
That
godsend.
helps. It helps.
It helps, and it just is to protect your own peace, because that's where we're at this point where we have to protect ourselves in order to maintain maybe healthy relationships
Mhm.
with certain people,
Mhm.
and things of that sort. So that brings us back to curating what you consume.
Mhm.
Like, you really need to figure out what do you want your algorithm to look like, and start fucking looking that shit up. So if you want all yoga, if you want all Italy, whatever it might be, start searching for that in the search bar. And also, they liken doom scrolling to eating junk
I
food
mean,
all day long.
how
It
about
is
it?
so, I read an article, and I don't have all the facts because it was a quick read, that doom scrolling rewires your brain, and not for the better.
Mhm.
So keep in mind the brain health, the emotional health aspect of this. It can also wreak havoc on your relationships. Again, give yourself permission to mute, unfollow, take time off apps, swap in content that feels nourishing, cozy corners of the internet, which we believe here at Cozy Conversations, we are just that. Books, podcasts. I've been binging books and podcasts like it's nobody's idea, nobody's business,
Same.
just to
Same.
release myself from the app.
I feel like the uptick in those things is gone up completely in an
Absolutely.
effort to change this. And I just want to chime in.
Please.
In our couple podcasts ago, I also suggested, I was sharing something I had read on Substack. Substack is another great
Yep,
platform where
you
you
mentioned
can
that one.
curate and choose more selectively what you want to bring into your
Totally.
newsletter feed or what
Yeah,
have you.
which is super helpful as well.
Mm.
And the thing about doing that I found, like last week, I shared a book that I read to understand more about what's going on, that instead of getting a meme and getting a bit of bullshit, possibly information, or reading a caption, find a book or a podcast with experts on it who can digest and basically regurgitate the information for you, so you're getting more fact-founded
Lean
information.
into the long
Yeah,
form
a little bit
fact
longer form, because you're gonna get
fact.
more. And then maybe you'll understand different things that are going on. Anchor in tiny grounding rituals. I love this one. Create micro moments that remind your nervous system that you're
Yeah,
safe.
hello.
Micro moments.
Doesn't take a lot, it
It could
just
be
takes
a
a little
text with
tiny
a
moment.
friend. It could be putting everything down, stepping outside, letting the fall breeze go through your hair, whatever that micro moment looks like. Start putting them into your daily day. These little simple rituals help keep you tethered when things feel, again, like they're on the brink of
Yeah.
collapse. Choose connection over noise. We've talked about this so much, like reaching out to actual humans. Have a phone call. I know that freaks people out. Like, I call people on the phone, and literally sometimes people are like, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was just calling to say hey."
Or you
Like,
know what? Invite somebody
yeah,
over for
or
dinner.
go
Like,
out to dinner.
bring back
The old
the
fashioned.
old
Have
fashioned
some
remember
company
when we used
over.
to say it's we're
Company's coming
having
over.
company.
Mom
Thanks,
and dad would
Sebastian.
be like, "Go the fuck upstairs. Like,
Yeah.
don't come down
Yeah.
until tomorrow morning."
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is what kind of
What
company? Is this
kind of
a tea
company what
party?"
are you guys doing? Yeah, what are you guys snorting something funny down there? No, but I just did that. I just had our aunt and uncle over for
Wait,
dinner.
who?
Lotion and Eric,
When?
Saturday night.
No, you're lucky I was out of town, because I'd be so annoyed with you if
I
you
know.
didn't invite me
I
over
would
to
have
that.
invited you, but you were out. And you know what? I shared down later about the other thing that you could do is make more things. Make
Mhm.
things. And what I did was that Saturday, and it was spontaneous. There doesn't need to be I'm not a planner. Planning
No,
gives
I
me
like
anxiety.
your spontaneity.
I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants. I have an opening in the schedule. Let's throw some shit on the wall and see what
Uh-huh.
sticks. And that morning, when things kind of open up for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do two things. I'm going to make something to eat, and I'm going to make something that takes a really long time.
That's that 4 lasagna
So
you
I made a
made?
4-hour lasagna, and I'm not kidding you, no joke. It took me 4 hours. And Losh and I, our Aunt Laura and I had been our real Aunt Laura and I had been texting, and I was like, why don't you guys come over for dinner if you
And
can?
she took the bait.
So they came and we sat. I mean, my house wasn't perfectly
Who
clean.
cares?
And
Because
that's the point.
we're leaning into non-perfection. Who
It's
gives a shit?
it's about the moment.
Yes.
It's about the it wasn't an all-nighter.
Mm-mm.
We weren't drinking. It was about a
Mm.
meal that I took the time to make. And then it was about the conversation and sitting and enjoying the most simple pleasure of all, which is sharing in that
Food.
creation. And
Yep.
for me, I was like, I need more of this. I need more people. I need more
Well, real life
people.
connection is so imperative to also our well-being and also our ability to socialize in public settings, whether it's a quick gesture of a hello and then leaving, or whether it's a long visit and just having that conversation with someone. We have to stay optimized when it comes to having human.
Because
Yep.
we are tribal, that we are designed to work and be a part of a community. We are not designed to be solo
Staring at a
mission,
screen,
staring at a screen.
watching people get killed on camera. It's
Yeah.
insanity. Speaking of making things, last year I made sparkly like disco gingerbread ornaments, and I've been
Shit.
trying to
What are you
think.
doing this year?
I think I'm gonna go old school, and I need to get like thumb protectors or those like little condom
Yeah.
fingers and do the styrofoam ball with the sequences and
Oh.
the pins.
Oh, well, I need to hook you up with Ryan's aunt, Rochelle. She's a
Really?
professional.
Well, Rochelle, I'll get you
Give her a
your name
ring.
and number because that's what I think I'm gonna
Cool.
do.
That looks super cathartic,
Yeah,
actually.
so that
You're
might be
definitely gonna
again
need some thimbles?
thimbles, uh-huh, because people on the old internet are like, "You need" yeah, thimbles.
Thimbles.
A thumb
No.
a thumb thimble.
Are you isn't that a thimble?
A thimble
No.
goes on your thumb,
Okay, thimble,
but
yeah.
I'm also talking about, like, the finger condoms, the
Yeah.
little
Oh,
tiny
I
ones
wanna
you
sing Thumbelina, Thumbelina,
Luna's
tiny little
obsessed with
thing.
Thumbelina.
Thumbelina, she is?
Yep. You guys also embracing the power of doing less. When
Oh,
everything feels super overwhelming, subtract instead of adding. Sometimes we think, if I do more, I'll just take my mind off of it, but it also might induce
yeah.
anxiety. So actually take the time to say, okay, I'm actually kind of overwhelmed and I'm going to cancel maybe something that I had to do, or I'm going to reschedule, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I love that.
Cancel that one plan, let the laundry sit, order
Order
in,
it.
simplify your life a
Do
little
it.
bit. And slowing down and carrying less isn't quitting. It's literally how you stay sane.
Because here's the deal, you can do it tomorrow.
You do
We
it
always say it, your
always.
list is always going to be there.
This next one I think is one of the most important ones. And
Mm,
this is because I feel like we both had shared how we were feeling is to let yourself feel, but then pivot. To cry if you have to cry,
mm,
feel the anger, the sadness, the fear,
mhm.
and let that be real because it's real. And then set up your therapy, talk it out, cry out, and then kind of shift.
And I have to say, with the whole letting it feel, like, when we're being inundated in the moment with the constant doom scroll and stuff, like we're like getting blasted with some really hard shit. And then we're moving on to the next thing. And next thing you know, it's like we've talked about this, the whiplash. We're seeing somebody get blown away. And then the next second, you might have somebody making a pumpkin
But like,
pie
do you
on.
know how fucked up that
Okay.
is? Like,
So,
literally, that is a
and it's
reality.
really hard to feel in the constant scroll of like taking in information. So, and like that's where I'm saying inspiring, like really consider like you can feel more when you're doing less,
Yep.
when you're not being connected, when you're
Mhm.
not connected, when you're not always attached to something.
Yeah, I feel like, do you remember when we were kids, there was that fucked up website called Faces of Death? Do you remember
No, no,
this?
Lauren, because I didn't hang
Well,
on.
I didn't go on it
I
either. I
didn't
was too
hang on.
scared to. But it was where you literally went, like people, it was gory, but it was like
Yeah.
literally showing really horrible
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah.
And
Like
that you had to go to that. You had to voluntarily like
now it's just, you can get
now it's
blasted
just
in
in
your
your
feed. We
scroll.
just were talking about it. So now we might have that being
And it's
pulled up.
not normal for our brain, and it's not healthy for our brain to calculate how am I supposed to we are being desensitized where it's like, this is our normal. So, let's find that cool cookie recipe I was looking for.
Mm-mm,
This isn't normal.
mm-mm.
And it's time, I think, that even as a society, we have to reevaluate the fact that social media is going to and is taking its toll on our mental well-being. And as individuals, we have to set boundaries or
Oh,
else we're fucked.
100%. I mean, like, I feel like this past week, the last 2 weeks, I haven't been great. I've been I mean, I've cried more in the last 2 weeks than I have in a while, and I mean, it's a culmination of
Mhm.
things, but what's going on in the world and what we're inundated with every minute of every day does not make me feel happy.
No,
I have to like, if I wanna when you don't get to choose what you are taking in
it's
and
weird.
it just sort of blasts you when you least expect it, it takes a toll.
I want to mention something
Yeah.
that I read or that I listened to in my last book, and what I've been seeing as well in different articles that I'm reading, that there is a bit of an agenda here as well with this administration. to exhaust us, to tire us out, to be like, oh, I can't take it anymore. So you kind of stop caring. And so this is a bit of a plea to not stop
Yeah.
caring and to keep having that conversation with people, know what's going on, even as exhausting as it is. Make time for your selective news from a sourced a news agency. But that's kind of part of the whole thing, is to get us so fucking exhausted that we're like, whatever happens, happens.
And I
We
want
can't
to
do that.
say then in response to that, and I agree. I'm aware of that. And I had a therapist, Dr. Baker, who was responsible for some of the many ways that I feel like I have grown and thrived as into a pretty mentally strong person. But he told me one day when I was there, he was quoting a poem and he said, you know, you are the master of your ship. And I think that it is
Oh, I love that.
important for people to realize that, yes, we need to stay in touch with what's going on, and but also to the effect of this whole like the master of your ship thing. Like, we get to choose how and
Exactly.
when we want
Take
to
in information.
consume
Mhm.
and where we want it to come. Like, I think it's time that we sort of lean into that, controlling our own inundation so it doesn't feel like that anymore. So we're the ones that are saying, you know what, I'm going to do all of these things and then pencil in that 30 minutes of time so I am in the know and I'm not walking around terrified or sad all the time. Normal feelings to have, but the shift needs to be in not letting the things that are coming through our phone be the things that determine how we feel.
Totally. And that what you just covered, number 6, raise a little hell intentionally, saying no loudly and unapologetically, protecting your time, energy, and boundaries like they're gold, because it's not selfish, it's survival. So that's
Mm.
how, as a community here, we can raise a little hell in our own little ways.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, yeah, with that being said, by the way, Michelle, looks like you're linking that 4-hour long lasagna.
I did.
So
I
we'll put
linked
that in
it.
our show notes. So
Yeah, New
that's
York
a
Times
way to
winner. We're real weird. One strange note in there is the recipe called for sausage and meatballs. But what happens is you make the meatballs. I fried them just like our cousin Elena showed us to do. You dredge them in flour and then throw them in a little olive oil and you fry them and then you par cook them, kind of get a sear and a crust, and then you throw them into the sauce to slow cook them.
right.
But then what you do is you take the meatballs out and you're going to let them cool for a second and you're going to
Cut them up.
chop them up and then that will become a layer. I was like, this is
Yum.
so
No wonder why it
weird,
took 4
but holy
hours.
shit, was it good?
So good. Anthony would love that. The
It
next
was
time you make
you,
that,
Anthony,
please.
I should have brought, I had a slice.
Oh, don't even tell him that.
I'm
Look at
sorry,
so
you fucking
sad.
died.
Director, producer sad. Now look what you've
Literally
done.
so
So
sorry.
sad. Yes, it's his stomach is grateful that you didn't bring it. So, with that being said, that covers our hot topic on how to stay cozy and seek joy, even when it feels like the world is falling apart. Now, with that, as we segue into reading, watching, and listening to, if you are listening from some sort of streaming device, make sure you are following us, you are subscribing, and leave us a goddamn review and comment in the comment section on
Mhm.
Spotify. Michelle is kind of the master of the ship in
Yeah.
regards to that. You're responding back.
Having way more fun having
It's actually
banter
a lot
with
more
our
fun there
listeners
than to be
on
on,
podcast
yep,
platform than on
because
all
you
the
get
other
trolled on
places.
TikTok. We get trolled
Oh,
on
we're a
TikTok.
new
What's their
place.
problem?
A lot of trolls there. People are just so mean
They're just
and
so negative.
so like, "What's the
Yeah,
point of
what are you
this?"
guys why are you talking
I
about
wanna
this?
be
Why
like,
don't you
"What are you
eat my
Karen?"
butt? You know what
Yeah,
me and my friend Rose say now?
eat my butt.
Eat whole. Eat
Eat
my
whole.
butthole.
Eat my butthole.
That's our new
You know
thing.
what?
That
Yeah.
just really gets people,
Eat
it kind
my
of
butthole.
questions them like, why would you want
Honestly, you
that?
know
I
what?
don't know. Why
I'm gonna
not?
start responding with that.
Eat my
Eat my
butthole.
butthole.
I have absolutely, I will not entertain it. I literally have blocked people on my own Facebook. If you troll me, you're
You're
out
done.
skis.
You're
Bye.
done.
I've,
Beat
I've
it.
got no time for it.
Eat a D.
Eat
And my
and
B.
yes, and eat
And my
it.
B.
Bag of dicks because we sell those bags
Yep.
now.
All of them.
So super cute. Reading, watching, listening to, reading. Michelle, you wanted to recommend a book that you have here in our pile of books, The Last Train to London.
The last train to London, they will leave you at the station. There's
Ah!
nothing fun about this book,
Oh,
guys.
great.
This is a novel by Meg Way Clayton. This is the deal. This is World War II. It's based on a true story. This is amazing. A woman was transporting young children and infants out of Nazi occupied Europe. I mean,
The people that did things like that,
thousands, 8,000 children this woman
So she was
saved.
helping save them. Reminds me of the story of the gentleman who was like forging passports and saving kids. And years later, he was brought onto a television show,
Mhm.
and a woman sat next to him. Oh, the host was like, "This woman next to you, do you recognize her?" And he was an old man at this point. She was a grown woman.
My whole
And
body got
I
covered
have
in
covered in
goosebumps.
goosebumps. What was the name of that movie? Look it up. You're the producer. You go give me a little quick Google search. But it's the same kind of story. She said, "Okay. Oh, I gotta just tell him what happens. It's okay." Basically, he says, and then she says, "Was there anyone else here saved by this man?" And the entire audience
Stop it.
stands up.
Wait, you need to show can we find this later?
Well,
What was
first of all, it's a very viral video. It's one life, and it was
what?
like he thought he saved maybe one life, and he just was saving. So
No,
I know.
those are the but see, that's
Those
why
are those true heroes in life. Like those are people that really put their lives and families' lives on a line to save people they didn't fucking know
and those are the
because they knew
stories
what was happening was fucking wrong.
those are the stories that we need to hear in people
Uh-huh.
lives
Especially right
and
now.
read and share
I
and
know.
talk about,
I know.
because that reinstates the hope that humanity, it's out there, it exists, and
Hope is
look
really
towards
that's the
light.
thing you never want to lose. They talk about this in other things I've been reading about hope. You don't lose hope because once you lose hope, once
You're
hope is
cooked.
gone, you're
You're
cooked.
cooked.
So you just got to keep that hope alive. All right, wipe those tears, Michelle, because we're going from sad and scary to funny with Hoobie
I
Halloween.
mean, we
It's
talk
my
about it every
favorite.
year. It's that
Every
time of
Halloween,
year.
it's either Poltergeist. Anthony and I will kick things off watching Poltergeist because that's like our spooky season kickoff. And then Hoobie Halloween. Why do I keep watching Hoobie Halloween? Because it's stupid. It makes me laugh. It gives the nostalgic Halloween vibes. Adam
Totally.
Sandler's such a ding dong.
Oh
I
my god.
love what's his name, Steve Buscemi.
Yep.
And it's just such a funny cast of characters. The mom
Oh,
that
the
was like, "I
t-shirts.
come here for the boners," and she doesn't even know what a boner. I mean,
She
it's
got that
just
shirt at
yeah,
Goodwill.
it's just so. It is a feel good, silly Halloween movie that it's like family friendly kind of, and
Mm.
that's why I love it because it's just an easy go to.
It's a classic. We have yet to watch it, but we're gonna.
And I will be also watching, like, I'll make time for this. Two other movies, obviously Hocus Pocus
Yeah, totally.
and
Practical. Lady in White?
Lady in White every
That's
year.
like a one every few years
Nope,
for me.
every year. And I've got other things on my roster. The Others with Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
That's a good scary movie. The twist in that is that M Night
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan
I don't
Ding
know
Dong,
if it is.
but it has that kind of twisty
Yeah,
vibe to it. You just mentioned one a minute ago.
Practical
Practical Magic.
Magic,
That's
and
a
there's a
good fall
practical
one too. And
that's
there's
a great one, and Practical
that one's
Magic 2
great.
is coming out.
Nicole Kidman, I will say, watching her as a witch younger, that is where
Oh, hell yeah.
my mind went there. I was like,
Yeah,
you're cool, you're
yeah.
worldly, you're weird, you kind of like, whatever. Love it. Michelle, you are listening to Joyful by Ingrid Fattel Lee. Tell us more about
Yeah,
this.
in the spirit of curating,
Yeah, some joy.
some, content that
Desperate for
doesn't make me
joy.
wanna suck my thumb before bed.
Sucking thumbs all day long.
Good God. Our friend Lizzie Selly recommended this to me. It's by Ingrid Fatelli Lee. And Ingrid invites us to see the joy that is hiding
Oh,
in plain sight in color,
mm-hmm.
shapes, light, and small surprises.
Blesses and bless
Bless
you.
you. She gives you a lens to spot and create the kind of beauty that nudges your heart
This is what
toward
we need. This is what
delight.
we need right
Let
now.
me tell you
Yeah,
something.
tell me everything.
This book makes me see, I feel like I'm seeing the world in
Like you're
technicolor.
on mushrooms. Like you
Like
are literally on
like I am
psilocybin.
literally on psilocybin.
Everything's vibrant.
And I'll tell you another thing, we just talked about this in our last episode, but the art that I have curated with our friend Lizzie Selly, since we have all met and become friends around here, but there's something magical about adding color to your home while listening or reading
Oh,
this
so
book.
it's like a double
Oh,
whammy.
it was a triple quadruple, and
Oh.
it completely countered all of the bad, low vibes that
So many low
you and I are
vibes.
working so hard to psh, stay back.
Literally, I feel like a Power Ranger where it's like,
Yeah,
like I'm like
yeah.
literally, I'm like, stay away from me. It's like that farting gif.
So
But
good.
because I'm like so over, like literally, if I'm literally repelling against two things on social media, anything Trump and people eating. on social media. I'm done. I've had it.
Are
I'm
we
kaput.
kidding? Where have we gone as a
The things that
society?
people are eating, I'm like, enough.
You
You
mean
are going to have
like
problems like
whole
you don't
smoke
even know.
are you talking about the lady that eats candy every day?
The candy every
Is
day,
she
or the
kidding?
kid that creates, he'll be like a small Cheeto or a giant Cheeto, and someone in a weird kitchen has created this life-size shaped Cheeto or a gigantic gummy bear, and he eats the whole thing. I'm like, something's going to happen to your
Well, for
insides.
me, it's the gals from Moldova that are eating
I'm actually kind of
jellyfish.
into it
I'm
because
into
that
it.
might be healthy.
Okay, I'm into it to a certain point, and then I wanna vomit because 'cause I'm like, the gelatin that whole fish head
I've
that you
seen it.
just
I've seen it.
snapped the head off of.
Again, I'm more into that than the artificially stuff because I'm like, what's going to happen to your
I
insides?
don't know
I'm
that,
worried. Like I'm legit,
her
so I'm done.
microbiome is in complete disarray. She needs a complete reset. She needs to stop. We need probiotics. We need more
We need a
color
reset. We need to reset
from things that grew
that
out
you're
of
not
the
eating. Yes,
ground.
yes, yeah. Like if
Uh.
someone brought in like a gigantic bowl of berries and was juice biting into seasonal, then I might be back into it because I'm here for ASMR.
Because
I'm into it.
I know the girl you're talking
I know,
about,
I know you.
and
It's like
I
honey
honestly
bunchy something.
we're gonna be watching 20 years. Where are they
I want to be like, are
now?
you stop?
She's a
It's not
goner.
worth it.
No,
Your
goner.
numbers, your
Yeah,
algorithm,
you've got a lot of likes.
it's not worth it.
I've held back from being like, I am so worried about your
Same.
gut brain health.
Same. I'm just, yep, same.
But
But
you
you
know
know what? She'll
what?
probably live till she's
You know what?
900.
Not our
How
problem.
annoying. Not my
We
problem.
got 101 problems. That
And
ain't
I
one of
got
them.
plenty of them. Okay. So what I find brings joy in my life,
Yep, I know where you're
you know
going.
where I'm going
I
with this.
know it's the opposite of joy for me, but nothing but joy for you.
True crime, baby.
Yeah,
The
and you're not
truer,
alone.
the crimier,
The
the
more
better, the
joyful.
cozier. So I went to one of my oldies but a goodie, and I went to go listen to the Crime Junkie. And I wanted to hear more about the mushroom cap murders. Now,
What's this
this
about?
comes out of Australia, I believe in Melbourne. So my dear friend Deanna, hi, good day, mate. Her mom was like how our mom was obsessed with the O.J. Simpson and
Yeah.
all of the true crime stuff. Her mom Yadala was obsessed with the mushroom cap murders. Basically, a woman who was divorced or getting a divorce from her husband invites her in-laws over for like a beef stroganoff or some sort of like, I forget, it was like a Wellington, I think it was a beef Wellington, which has mushrooms in it. She
Poisoned
foraged
them?
poisoned
On
mushrooms
purpose or on
on
accident?
purpose and murdered some of her in-laws on
Are
purpose.
you kidding me?
Not joking. And it is one of the wildest stories of murder
Wild
and
mushrooms.
crime. I mean, honestly, it
Is
was
she in
just,
jail?
I believe she's been found guilty.
What
She's in
was her
jail.
motive?
Oh, I think I think it was either something about child support, estrangement. I don't know. It was all bad. She conned them into coming over to tell them that she was suffering from cancer and would need their help. She doesn't have cancer. It was all a lie.
Bunch of hocus pocus?
Bunch of hocus pocus. Yeah, it was just all a lie. And she killed some of her in-laws. And then she saved the leftovers, I guess, and like gave some to her kids as part of, it was such small quantities, or she removed the mushrooms, but it was to almost be like, what, the kids ate it and they're fine. She ate just enough that she would get a little
Oh, this
sick
lady's
too.
sick in the head.
And actually, it was the doctors at the hospital that raised the alarms because they're like, so you ate the same meal as all these people. We got 2 dead people in the morgue downstairs, a couple 2 on life support in critical
Did they
condition.
live?
I believe one lived, like an uncle. It was insane. And
She wiped
you're
out half the
okay.
family
You
with the beef
didn't
stroganoff.
Wellington, 100%. And you walked out of here and wouldn't get yourself admitted. Something's fishy. And
Something's up.
the doctors are the ones that called up the police
She
and were
said
like, something's fishy
that was her
and
fatal
it ain't
mistake.
fish. It's the beef.
Dum,
Well,
dum,
uh-huh.
dum.
Uh-huh. So
What?
Crime Junkies, the
Actually,
mushroom cap
that one
murders.
sounds
This
good.
is going to be a documentary on Netflix any day now. So just,
Seriously,
I
or
mean, how can it
it's
not be? It's
good.
going to be. All right. That brings us to thanking our final and ultimate charitable cozy partner.
Woo, woo.
Woo woo, winning with Wyatt, WWW or
Yes.
W
Cubed.
cubed.
W cubed.
How I
I think that might be the only thing I remember from
about math. Because
from
squared
math.
is 2,
Yep, and
cubed
cubed
is
is
3.
3, and that's where the sidewalk ends for me.
And that brings us to a huge thank you to Winning with Wyatt. Winning with Wyatt supports pediatric brain tumor research at leading institutions to find a cure for the disease that is the leading cause of cancer deaths among children. This foundation is also dedicated to building awareness of the impact brain tumors have on children and advocating for more advanced treatments. This is very interesting. There's more. Winning with Wyatt was established after a child, family member, and community experienced the impact of pediatric brain tumors in multiple children, including Wyatt. A commitment was made then to advocate and fund pediatric brain tumor research, which is drastically underfunded. So, with this, we have teamed up. Our other Ultimate Cozy partner, Lizzie Selly, is also tied in with this group, with this organization, Winning with Wyatt, through her own family's experience with pediatric brain cancer, brain tumor. And also, she has her own collection of art, the Bravery Collection, which a certain amount of proceeds go to Winning with Wyatt. So it's just this beautiful,
one big giant community hug of
it
support.
is, and it's amazing. And I want to tell our listener a little bit more about Winning with Wyatt. They have an amazing event coming up, and it's called Night of Hope. And this will take place on November 8th at the LaGrange Country Club. Early tickets at this point are still available now. You want to purchase these tickets. It's just going to be a really amazing evening of raising more awareness. And I just wanted to give a couple more facts about pediatric brain tumors. More than 28,000 children are estimated to be living with a brain tumor in the U.S. 13 children in the U.S. are diagnosed with a brain tumor each day. 13
a day?
A day. Brain tumors are the leading cause of cancer death in children. The average survival rate for all children with malignant brain tumors is 66%, and only 4% of federal research funding is designated to pediatric cancer research. It is time for a cure.
Yeah.
And that is what Winning with Wyatt is doing. They are amping up the awareness. They are working on helping to raise funds for finding a cure for this devastating illness that affects so many children. I can't even think about it, because when I think about the families and the little kids that have gone through it, so you guys think about it. And if you can't make it to the Night of Hope event, their annual fundraiser for Winning with Wyatt, there's other ways that you can get involved. So what you can do is go to winningwithwyatt.org. You can perhaps donate to the auction, or you can sponsor their event. There are so many ways that being physically there, that without just being physically there, that you can get involved. So thank you so much to Winning with Wyatt for being our charitable partner for our Zany show. We are so grateful and honored to be just connected with what you are doing. It's different, but we have been afflicted with an issue with our mom, losing our mom to dementia, something else that has to do with the brain. And every disease and illness is devastating, but we're with you on this hope for a cure, because we know how devastating it could be to lose someone to any sort of brain illness, but especially for children. This is something that we really want to raise the awareness for. So thank you, Winning with Wyatt. All of this will be linked in our show notes, so definitely peruse, see how you can get involved. Last but not least, Michelle, as we close up and round out the show, what is your simple joy for the past week?
This is my new fave. Ryan and I have been taking regular.
You guys are old-fashioned.
We're grandma and grandpa. I'm like, Grandpa, are you ready to go for a walk? Ryan has since reinstated his library card, and is
great.
all
This
set
is
up.
This is something, by the way, to raise a little hell. Get your library card.
Go get your library card. Go check out some books.
Do it.
We do it often, and we are taking regular walks. He's like, I got a book in, or I got to return a book.
So you guys get your walking shoes on.
Get our walking shoes on, and like grandma and grandpa, we just head on to the local LaGrange. Head over to the LaGrange Park Library, which is honestly one of my favorite places in town. It's at this point, we're friends with the librarians.
Of course.
We're sharing notes on different books that we're reading. And one of my other simple pleasures is when I get that little receipt on there that says my checkout date, it also shows how much money I've saved by checking out my books.
Oh, that's cool.
And you know what? Like, listen, as I've said many a time before, I'm not into buying clothes. I'm into buying books, but I've got quite a few books.
Checking out books.
There's a little bit of a dopamine hit knowing that I'm borrowing something. And if I love it, I'll buy it. If I think it's something that I need to curate
your bookshelf.
Yeah.
Amazing. Mine's super different than yours, and it's not as supporting of a small branch of libraries.
All right.
I love going to see the Halloween stuff at Target.
What are you talking
Because we're
about?
supposed to be
That's
boycotting them and
okay.
all that, but you know
No,
what?
we have to
These are
that
my
brings
small
you
these are my
joy.
small fucking thrills in life,
Can't we have a
okay?
little fun?
Yes, and that for me is fun, especially since
Have
Target is
at it.
going vintage and nostalgic. They leaned into the late
They
'80s,
are.
early '90s with their decor, and they are doing like the old-fashioned paper decorations, like witch face, pumpkin
Love
face.
Oh, I need to check that out maybe on the way
Anything
home.
fall and autumn and Halloween is my simple pleasure for
Mhm,
the remainder of this month
mhm,
and next month, and
mhm.
then it's full on fucking Christmas
Hell
over
yeah.
here, so,
And that's when
no bah
my
humbugging.
grill does close, but I'm gonna lean into it
No,
this year.
lean into it because it's the simple joys in life. So yeah, taking those little simple walks down the aisle and again, just to feel the vibe is it's very nostalgic and
Mhm.
it's very soothing for my little Halloween fucking soul.
Hell yeah, and we all need that. You know what else we need?
Uh-huh.
To stay cozy with.